And welcome to number 61, episode number 61 of Ripping the Rack podcast. I am your host that screwed it up yet again, Maki Pins. We're just trying to mess with absolutely everybody. Usually Tim does this, but about 3 seconds before we push record, he's like, all right, who's doing the intro? So I stole it and screwed it up yet again. So I'm going to do it from here. On my left, maybe you're right, maybe you're bottom. I have no idea what you're looking at, but it is Gim Dadero's better-looking half-brother.
Brian Athern?
From the Great White North, it is Tim Matero. How you doing, big guy?
Oh, no, I am doing. How you doing, Maki?
Not too bad, big fella.
Nice.
On my top right, on top this week, is the one who does not wear a crown, even though self-anointed king of the North, eating Doritos, not giving a shit about anything.
You're right.
Is one Calvin, king of the North, Locke. How you doing, big man?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm enjoying my Doritos. Watching.
What flavor you got? Is that the regular nacho cheese?
No. It's the.
Those are poulet or
sweet chili heat.
Sweet chili heat. Spicy man with a spicy chip in his hand. I love seeing it.
Sir.
I love to see it. And on the bottom this week, because karma repays all debts, is one Coastal Crusader, Mr. Brian Athern. What's going on down there, big fella?
Oh, not much. Just chilling out. It's the beginning of a long week.
Amen to that. And this is the crew of Ripping the Rack podcast. Tim.
Yes.
Since you have the selection of questions and the itinerary going on, where would you like to start off this week? Where does our discussion get going?
So the big question that most people ask is, who is your favorite Maine bowler that rhymes with Gim Dadero?
Right.
I've already introduced that man. He is your alter ego half-brother. Ladies and gentlemen.
Brian, how you doing up there? You good? You all right?
Every time you say that, it mimics a cat getting run over by a lawnmower. That's what it sounds like in my ears.
Does an angel lose its wings every time I say that?
That's why I threw it at Tim, because I refuse to start the show with the Gim Dadero line. So, because nobody can say it as well as one Tim Matero can say it. Dad joke king and all.
Oh God, yeah.
Nobody can say it any better.
Dude, I am 3 weeks. I am 3 weeks away from
Barry Krepke.
From turning the big 5-0. I am 3 weeks.
Not bad, dude. Congratulations, you made it.
Not yet. I haven't made it yet.
Well, that's true. You still could screw it up in 3 weeks.
I could.
I guess you could.
I could.
You're so old.
I just made it to 40. So you got to blaze a path for me to get to 50, man. You got to just open the road and show me the right way to get, so I can get the next 10 years and follow in the footsteps of the great brother of Gim Dadero.
Yes.
I just started the uphill climb to 40. Just started year 36. So we're going up.
You're getting there. You're halfway down the road.
And then there's Calvin.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Age Show, the podcast where we talk about how old we are for 45 minutes.
No, we're sponsored by Ace Bandage and Voltaren Gel.
And Ben Gay.
I prefer Icy Hot. It smells better.
I personally like Tiger Bomb.
You're a Tiger Bomb guy? I like that smell.
I do. I like Tiger Bomb. But I have actually turned more to the Icy Freeze, the roll-on thing that I can just roll on my back.
Oh, okay. Yep.
BioFreeze.
What about a massage gun? Are you a massage gun guy?
I have a massage gun. Absolutely. I use it probably 4 or 5 times a week. Absolutely. Love the thing.
And then how many times do you use it to massage your back?
Thank you. That was going to be my next question.
Oh, yeah. Keeping it PG related. Yes, I use it for my back and my leg and my arm. And sometimes the taint is always fun, too. And the show is completely off the rails.
What the absolute hell was that?
Wait, was this the bowling show or is this the Friday show?
Oh
This
my
is the
god.
bowling show.
Oh, all right. I knew that. I figured that out by the conversation.
We might have to do both
Wow.
tonight because this is getting ridiculous.
Wow.
And we
Oh
just
my
replaced
God.
this one with the Friday.
All right.
So anyway,
Let's
we
get
do
to
have
stuff before we get in trouble.
What happened
Yeah.
this weekend? What happened?
we do have a couple of pretty big tournaments this weekend. First one I'll bring up is the 10-stringer at Leda Lanes. This was the second leg of the Triple Crown.
Yep.
Summer Bowling Series.
First leg was won by Chris Bovair. He won the 5-stringer. This was the 10-stringer, and huge back 3 strings for Josh Daly.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely goes 441 over his last 3 strings in the 8th, 9th, and 10th to pull out a 30-string victory over Jimbo. So Josh Daly was the winner at 1241. Jimbo was second at 1211, and then it dropped off from there. John Blay at 1184, Joey Lister 1181. I've never heard of this guy. Maybe you guys. Jeff Surratt? I don't know. Doesn't ring a bell.
He used to bowl a while ago.
Well,
No.
I know there was a Tom Surratt.
No.
Yeah, I remember seeing him on Channel 5. Yeah, I remember that guy.
Oh, Jeff, his son's a good golfer. Yeah, that's how we know him.
I think so.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, he was. I mean, he was above his average. He was 1164.
Okay. He doesn't usually show up to bowling alleys on Saturdays, so
Well, this was Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why then. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
King of the North, folks.
What? I just heard he doesn't like bowling on Saturdays. That's the thing I heard.
Yeah. So anyway.
So how many people actually bowled in that event? How many people did they get for the 10-string?
They had 23.
23 entrants, all right.
They had 23 entrants. The last entrant, this is the only thing I wish she'd have done differently is she's got the 20-stringer in August, which is great, but it is the same weekend as the International Mixed Doubles in Augusta.
Yeah.
So
we discussed that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I wish she had the week before would have been great.
Yeah.
I might have gone down the week before and actually bowled and bowled in it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly.
It's possible.
It's possible.
I'm gonna turn my phone off after it because you're gonna be whiny after you bowl 20. You're gonna think I'm sore, my back hurts.
Dude, my back hurts after 1. Like
your back hurts warming up. You sound like a glow stick when you throw your ball.
You sound like a glow stick.
I do. It's all sorts of like snap, crackle, and pops that go on. So no, they had a couple of. I thought they had a couple of women. I know Sonia Johnson bowled, which is great. Good to see the women bowling in this as well. I thought Allie Fournier bowled, but I guess not. She's not on the list. So, but anyway, so Leda had again. It's first time out with this Triple Crown. The 3 legs. So it's. I know they're up from what they had with the 5-stringer.
And it's the middle of July, and they got 24 people to come and bowl a 10-stringer. There ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Yep.
It proves right there that people are just hungry to go out and bowl tournaments. It's been so long since we've had regular scheduled tournaments that were happening month to month, and you guys up north are dealing with it even harder than we are at this moment. But people are looking to bowl the tournaments, schedule the tournaments, and the people will come.
Yeah,
they will come.
Yeah. So that was on Sunday. On Saturday, they had a huge tournament, Outrun the Bear handicap.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
Huge turnout. I think they ended up with. They don't have the number 70 something. I think
that 80% event attracts so many people. They fill that thing almost every single time.
So, and huge payouts.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
$2 grand. $2,000 to the winner, and congratulations, Mike Legendre, however you want to, Legendre.
Legender. He says Legender.
Okay.
Oh, he doesn't know which?
Yeah. God.
He just knows Legender. He doesn't know which.
Anyway.
And I'd actually, before we move on from this, I'd like to throw a personal shout out to a good friend of mine who came in third. His name's Justin Lyonnaise. He's a local bowler, bowls here at Riverwalk. He's an Amesbury guy. He's young. He's like 25, 26. He's trying to get into the pro ranks. The kid averages at 105, 110. He's really trying to get out there and branch himself off. This was his first major tournament that he ever stepped foot in. And he came in third.
And he makes almost $1,000.
Right, exactly. I was so proud of this kid. He'd been coming to Riverwalk the last few weeks, putting in the time, putting in the practice. We've been going through a few tips and tricks and things. And he came to me about a couple months ago and was like, how do I get better? How do I get good? I want a shirt with my name on it. I want to come bowl with you guys. How do I do it? And we've been talking for a few months, and he heeded the advice, and he went out and he did very well for himself. So, Justin, if you're listening, big time props guy. I'm glad you did it as well. Keep your eye on this kid. Give him a year or two. Keep an eye on.
The format's cool. I personally have never bowled in a format like this, which is kind of odd considering as much bowling as I've done. I'm not sold on the buybacks, but if you look at the spreadsheet, every single one bought back at least once.
Oh, absolutely.
The format is very difficult. It's that elimination style where you have to beat like half the field or 2/3 the field, depending upon how many people. And I just recently did the singles one that they had down there a couple months ago, and it is a blast of a tournament. It really is.
For sure.
It was one of my favorite events, even on the old Pro Series when they used to have the eliminations. It not like, a knockout event, but when they had the elimination style, it always drew. You didn't have to have the highest score. How many times you've been in a knockout event and you lose a match 140 to 129, but then the match on your left-hand side, the guy advanced with a 106.
Oh, yeah.
Beat a guy.
All the time.
It sucks so many times. So this is that event where, you don't have to be the top dog in the room at that game. You just got to be in like the top half or the top 2/3. And when the money starts hitting, the money starts getting crazy. Yeah. Because those buybacks start adding up. And that's the side pool for the triple strike pool. If nobody hits it, they throw that right back into the prize fund.
Carries over.
Which is awesome.
Prize fund.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't carry tournament to tournament. They just throw it right back into that daily prize fund.
Right. So it was, I want to say it's $60 if you pay ahead of time, $65 if you pay day of. And then it's like the first buyback is, I don't know, like $10. The next buyback is $15, and the third buyback is $20. Something along that lines. But you can only buy back through the first 3 strings unlimited amount of time. So you could buy back each string. After the third string, you can only buy back once if you hadn't used a buyback.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they changed that. It used to be just when you were getting eliminated, if you wanted to buy back, you could. And it ended up that some of them, I think, went like 15 or 16 strings or something like that.
That was the problem in the beginning, Yeah,
they're like, we're going to keep it at 11, and then they know that once you've hit your 3, if you've bought one, you don't have any more buybacks, so you got to run the table, right? So
because I know Jimbo won last year or whatever, where he didn't buy back at all. He just he made it straight through, never used a buyback, which is cool. And matter of fact, Justin used one in the 4th string.
Yep.
I'm looking at the results here. Steve Spingola came in 2nd. He actually bought back in the 2nd and 3rd game. So if he didn't have those buybacks, he was done after 2 strings.
Right.
So he buys back, and then all of a sudden he catches fire and bowls well the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, that buyback is such a unique caveat in this particular when to use it. If you don't use it in the beginning, if you don't need it, you only get one. It's a wicked interesting caveat that changes the whole strategy of the tournament.
Yeah.
So that is cool. I have signed up. Brian and I actually have both signed up for the Outrun the Bear singles in September. I believe it's September 25th. Saturday, September 25th.
Nice.
So that's cool. I'm gonna go. I've only bowled in Millis once.
I never have.
I started out, it was the Pro Series that was there, singles. I started out with like a 140 something my first string. I'm like, okay, I like it here. And then immediately went like 90 something, 10 something. What the hell just happened?
That place can be very loose. The pins can scream. And then 5 seconds later, it is the tightest house you've ever bowled in.
High single for the tournament was, believe.
Was it 157?
No. Jimbo. Jimbo had 174.
174. That's right. I congratulated him on his high single.
Yeah.
On his new high single. Yeah.
For his life, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, he was bowling well. He threw the 174 in the 5th game, followed up with a 148.
And then he lost the very next turn.
And then he lost the next string in the game 7.
He had like 111 or something like that.
114. Needed a handicap. You needed 128 to move on, and he had 120. What did he have? 125. Missed it by three pins.
Oof.
So, but again, huge turnout.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Absolutely.
They do it. They do a good job. Millis really does. What is it? Ryan's Family Amusement? Is that?
Yes.
The name of it? Yeah.
Yep. So Ryan's Family. That's what Jeremy Seaholm runs the place. He's a manager down there. So they keep the place clean. The machines run. Everything's good. It's a beautiful place to get on, take your family for a weekend atmosphere.
Is this Outrun the Bear? Is this the one that Danny runs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is Danny's baby. The Outrun the Bear is Danny's baby.
He's done a good job with it.
Absolutely.
Him and his wife, Caitlin. Caitlin handles all the stats. Danny usually takes all the money and helps out. And the two of them run a real good tournament down there, man. Yeah. Good tournament.
I was so pissed because a buddy and I, we were going to take a trip. And it would have been last September in 2020 when they did one. They had one planned for the weekend. We were going to go to Red Sox Yankees. We had Red Sox Yankees tickets. $60 for like 4th row up in the right field. Because it was like we were booking the trip in January or whatever when COVID didn't exist, and I was like, I'm gonna buy them right now. $60 for Yankees Red Sox tickets near the playoffs because it was in September.
Yep.
I was like 3 or 4 rows up, right field. Yeah, we're going. So
$60 jump on that is high.
Oh hell yeah.
So we were planning on doing the ball game, the Outrun the Bear, and like a couple days here and there. We're gonna plan like a 5-day weekend, and then COVID hit and screwed us. And I know, I was so mad. Ugh.
Just so you know,
SummerSlam and
COVID we were gonna go to SummerSlam too.
That screwed all our plans up. We were gonna buy SummerSlam tickets and everything. We were all gonna go.
Oh yeah.
What were you saying, Tim? What's on what?
Otani.
Oh, he's on now?
Yeah.
I haven't got there yet. I'm fast forwarding. I just went through Alonso putting up 33.
Unfortunately, he's hitting line drives. Like literally. Don't tell me to shut up.
Yeah, don't be spoiling.
So anyway, congratulations again to both tournaments. Alexis ran a great tournament at Leda Lanes. She's put a lot of work into the place, and I know she's got more that they're going to do. So I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
I
absolutely.
Call me crazy, and I know people, complain about Leda. I'm looking forward to bowling there in November.
Man, any place that wants to take care of the place, we support it. I'd go down if I could get down there. I'd be down to Leda every year for the Easter Classic. Like, man, just. Like any place that wants to do it.
Well, I know they're putting new sidewalls in. I don't know when. I just know sometime this summer, and I know new pins.
Yep.
So
Kingswood got new pins, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, but they keep subtracting bowling alleys.
Yeah, I know that's brutal, but
so. Anyway, congratulations to them, and obviously congratulations to Jeremy on his, on the tournament, and Danny and Caitlin for running the. Hi, honey. She waved to me. That was nice of her.
Oh, she likes you today. Nice.
Yeah, well, right now.
Hey, Marky wants to know if you like me right now, or I think the jury's out on that right now.
Yeah.
Well, at least it wasn't a no. So 50-50 is worse than a zero.
50-50
so
is
nothing.
better
you're
than a
saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. Absolutely.
No.
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 So again, Leda Lanes and Millis, they did a great job with their tournaments this past weekend. Looking forward to obviously more results from them. We have obviously the one big one that I can think of right off the top of my head, Augusta in August. Mm-hmm. At 1710 Sports Center, the international mixed doubles or the national mixed doubles. If the border's open by then that'd be great.
Yes, the borders will be open. Well, technically, the borders are open now in a sense, but gotta be fully vaccinated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
okay. So hopefully we can get a few of the crazy Canadians down there for the mixed doubles tournament, August 28th and 29th. Contact 1710 Sports Center to reserve your spot, get your spot. A lot of fun. It's a great tournament. Unfortunately, the third leg of the Triple Crown at Leda Lanes is that same weekend, the 20 stringer. So unfortunately, they're going to be battling against each other.
Nothing you can do. It's unfortunate.
No, such is the nature of scheduling and such things. But if nothing else, there's two top quality A-list elite tournaments that the best bowlers in the world have a chance to go to.
Yep. So looking forward. I'm actually, weirdly enough, I am actually looking forward to bowling this year. So
that's just because you have a good partner.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Exactly. Said we were going to talk about her. So
I am bowling with Erin Merrill. Erin and I have bowled for years in that.
She carries you all the time.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I
lugs your old ass to the playoffs, and then you're like, oh, I guess I can bowl these two strings.
No, Erin and I have we have a deal in place. I get her to the playoffs, and then she carries my ass in the playoffs, and it has worked.
Did you guys win last year or 2 years ago?
2 years, 2 years ago, 3. I don't know. We won a couple of years ago, and I don't know. She's a good bowler. I'm looking forward to it.
Very much so. She's come a long way in
Absolutely.
a few years. Very much so. Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. She's one of my favorites to bowl with. She's a lot of fun.
She was 5 boxes away from having a state title this year.
Yeah. That was a good match. That really was a good match. I thought Shannon was going to run away with it after those first 3 strings.
First 3 strings, and then she comes back and throws basically 6 or 7 in a row to take it from her. Like, oh man.
Yeah. No, that was a good match. That was fun. So come bowl. You can bowl against Erin and I, and Erin will carry me to the victory. That's how it works.
Yep.
We like it. We like it that way.
Yeah. You need a good woman to win those tournaments.
You do.
Agreed. We've talked about it before with the mixed teams. Anytime there's a mixed event or anything like this, I firmly believe it is the women that either bring you to the end or it's an early exit. I firmly believe it's the ladies that make the decisions and decide who wins.
Yep.
Absolutely. Because if you start out and your 2 women are down 30 or 40 pins, most guys on the teams are going to cancel each other out.
More often than not.
You're going to lose those 40 pins, right? So you got to have strong women.
That's why I know we've talked about this before, but that's why I like the fact that there are these young women that are coming up bowling. Marky, you had a couple on your team for the in the mix.
In the mixed world, yep.
You know, you had Cassidy McClendon from Stars and Strikes. You had Natasha Hussey from Stars and Strikes. Kerrigan Skinner from Stars and Strikes.
That was a young bowling machine.
It is.
Stars and Strikes.
It is.
You got Jenna Ward too coming up.
Yep, but she bowls 10-pin too.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Yeah,
she's good at 10-pin too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some of the younger ones. I think Kat Altericio bowled
Mm-hmm.
You had your I can't. I'm sorry, I can't remember their names.
That's okay. I bowled with Sharon Britton.
Yep.
Who's my friend
Lane's
daughter.
Lane's daughter. Yep.
And Heather Twombly is another young lady you're gonna
Hey,
hear.
hey.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
Yeah.
It was funny. We got in there and her name up on the scoreboard was just Hey, Hey. So anytime she got a 10, a mark, anything big, it was all of us in unison. Hey, hey.
I tell you what, when we bowled you guys, I was impressed with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They carried themselves fantastic. They bowled great. I love the fact that even though they didn't bowl particularly high scores, they had fun. Like they were smiling.
They had a blast almost the entire weekend.
Yep.
They were consistent. There wasn't the big 130s and 140 and all that. But for the majority, they were both between like 95 and 110 every game, no matter what. Like there was a couple that went a little bit lower, but for the majority, they were 100 to 110 every single game, giving us a chance to win. Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's good.
And they're young. They were both 18.
That's what I mean.
If you can get that kind of consistency out of young ones like that early, they have nowhere to go but
like. I say this because those who are 18.
Yep.
Cassidy McClendon from Stars and Strikes at 18ish. She's in that 18ish range.
Yeah, she just graduated high school.
Natasha Hussey's 17.
Yeah.
She just stopped bowling the kids leagues because she was just like, everybody's gone up to the adults. All my competition has gone up adult league, and that's where the competition is.
Right.
So she's 7. She's still got another year of high school left. So those two, Kerrigan's 19, maybe.
About that. I mean, there's a real good crop of young ladies.
Oh God, yeah. I hope they stay. I hope they stay with it.
I really do. I absolutely hope they do. The ladies' game needs a fresh infusion. It really needs an infusion of some young talent that's going to be here for 10 to 20 years.
And look. Obviously, you know, we skip over someone like Maddie, but the fact is Maddie is still only 22 or 23.
Yeah.
I mean, she's young.
Oh, absolutely.
Very.
So that's why it was good to see, you know, some of these younger bowlers. And again, Erin's not that old. Erin's in her early 30s.
Yeah.
I think.
Right, but
is she even 30?
No idea.
Sure.
I have no idea how old Erin is. Sorry, Erin, if you're listening to that, I don't know how old you are.
She's gonna beat the hell out of you.
I don't know how old she is. I just always thought she was.
We'll give her 26. We'll save ourselves a little.
26. That's solid. I like that. That's a good number to go with.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Isn't Chris 30?
I don't know.
What's your point?
I know they're around the same age.
Julie's got 4 years on me. There's nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say that. I'm saying they're around the same age. So anyway,
get him.
She is early.
So how are you only 25?
Me?
Yeah.
I aged well. Yeah.
So I mean, even like, you know, Erin and Shannon Scribner and you know, those four girls from Stars and Strikes, and God, there's a bunch of young talent.
Yes, there is.
And now we need the guys. We need the young guys
some young
too.
Male talent.
We need some. You know, look, Daly is only 21, and he's well on his way to being a
elite bowler. Yes, exactly. Very well on his way to being an elite bowler. You have every single bit of truth to say to that. It's absolutely true. You know, there's a lot of the young ones that are on the way.
This is going to take. I want to ask everyone here.
Are we gonna have time to do this question and get to Fuller's question?
We are because we're gonna get this question, then we're gonna move on to Love Letters.
Okay, we actually got to get to him this week, so hurry up.
Yes. When does one become an elite bowler?
I don't know if there's a textbook answer to that.
It just happens. All of a sudden, everyone collectively just decides, okay, yeah, we're going to talk about this person at this level. That's the way I look at it. Like, you just do stuff, and then you just kind of fall into the conversation.
It's got to be like an equation.
It's going to be organic. Plus, it has to be organic.
Right. Number of years been here plus tournaments you've been a part of, plus W's that you've gotten, plus consistent results that you've attained equals something. I don't know. Is there a textbook answer for that? I don't think so.
The only one way I could think of it is that if you think of like the PBA, if you win 2 majors, you're considered Hall of Fame. So, like, we have this discussion that we've had on Candlepin Chat, and we've had it here a little bit in the fact that what's a major and what's our big titles that we have. Well, you think like women's internationals. If you've won 3 or 4, like you think of Jill Wood and Tasha and all that stuff, they've won 3 or 4 now. Women's internationals. Those women are elite bowlers, regardless of if they're, they've had the same team, I think, except for maybe one person every year. Like they haven't changed that team, and that team has consistently won. So I would think winning 4 women's internationals, you are an elite. You're part of that elite team or elite 5 women.
Yes.
Or 6 women.
I agree with that. Absolutely.
Like you think of McLaughlin's. Those bowlers, even no matter who you look at, you're an elite bowler. You were on a team that won 4 worlds in a row and 5 out of 6 or whatever they did.
Something like that, yeah. I think it was 5 out of 6.
Or 6 out of 7 or something. Like
6 it was 6 out of 7.
6 out of 7.
Yeah.
That's even more ridiculous.
Yeah. So like anybody on that team, and I hate to float anybody's head because just as much as anybody, I hate Davey Somerton, and he might listen to this and he's gonna know.
I like Davey. He gave me an old McLaughlin shirt. I still wear it all the time.
I want one.
I got one. I got the black one. Black one with the white piping. I got it.
I'm getting after him. Anyways, so just, that team, 6 out of 7 years, those are all elite bowlers. They won the elite tournament. Granted, I think you only need 2 or 3 times, but they've won it 6 times.
Right.
Like
there's no denying that.
Yeah.
That
like
Margin Supply team that won the first, 5?
Yeah. And you think Gary Carrington has 9. Gary Carrington is an elite bowler.
That's disgusting.
Right?
It is disgusting.
9.
Mark can't even get it on once. And like,
not yet. You son of a bitch. All right.
I've been to the semis.
Yeah.
I've been to the finals twice. I got my name on the singles trophy. Neither one of you chuckleheads got that.
So here's a concept, and maybe this will be a concept for a topic for another conversation. But we talk about majors, but we don't have set majors in the sport. I think it would be really cool, and I was thinking about this yesterday, if there were 4 majors throughout the year, and you had 1 in Mass, 1 in New Hampshire, 1 in Maine, and 1 in Canada.
I love that.
Candlepin Master Series.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. That's solid.
Okay. Well, let's say
you have 1 as a team event, 1 as a doubles event, 1 as a singles event, and then I don't know. Maybe you have 5. You have 1 in Nova Scotia, 1 in New Brunswick, whatever, and you do a mixed teams, mixed doubles, singles, and a teams.
You do yeah.
That's kind of how Massachusetts does the all events. There's all 5 of those events, and then the champion of that is the representative. But you have the 5 separate major events.
So like Nova Scotia for 1 year might have the team event, and New Brunswick might have the doubles, and Maine has the mixed double. You know what I mean? And then next year it's
100%.
And you could do this. Most of these would be a weekend tournament.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your team events, your mix, your worlds. So your men's worlds and your women's worlds are your week-long tournaments that you've had all the time.
Right.
Okay. Your international mixed doubles is a weekend tournament.
Yes.
Your singles is a weekend tournament, and your mixed doubles is a weekend tournament.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You could do them the way the PBA does with their tournaments. Like, it's a weekend tournament. Friday night is qualifying. You show up, you qualify.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday are the eliminations, and then Sunday is your finals, and that's broadcast.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that, but also one thing that the PBA does is they have a lot of sponsorship.
Yes,
that's
and
true.
There's a lot.
If we had unlimited money, it would be great.
Well, look, if we had unlimited money,
it'd be hard pressed to get people to drive all the way to Nova Scotia to qualify on Friday night, not make it, and then have to drive all the way back to like Worcester or somewhere.
Yeah.
That would kind of suck. So maybe you could qualify for it throughout the course of a year, or some like poker tournaments. There's like satellites and things like that that you could smaller house tournaments that guarantee an entry.
Regionals.
Yeah. Well, we did
like in the U.S. Open. Like if you don't have an exemption, you have to go qualify for the U.S. Open, right, Tim? In golf, you have to play a satellite and then a qualifier.
Yeah.
Hey, Pro Series guys, get on this. Change it to the Candlepin Masters Series.
It'd be cool.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be
get us something like this.
So, how about an episode of Locke Letters?
Locke Letters.
Yeah.
And then you get him going, yeah. So, Mr. Brian Fuller sends us this message.
Fuller.
If you guys could make a dream team of today's bowlers, who would you pick and who would you put them against? Could be a combo of American and Canadian.
Me. Oh, no.
Well, I can tell you right now, Calvin wouldn't be on my team.
That's a lie.
I'd want a good team.
I'd want a good Canadian, but I'd take Corey.
No, nobody would take Corey. Just like nobody would take Jeff because it's a Saturday.
He's gonna kick you in the nuts for that.
I know.
So I'm not quite sure kind of what he was looking at, but let's say 6 guys. You know what? Marky and I will let's take the older bowlers to put up against the younger bowlers, today's bowlers.
All right, Brian, let's huddle.
So you two,
hold on.
So the 40 and ups versus the 39s and unders?
Yeah. Yeah, so and this is guys in their prime. So I could take Charlie Milan in his prime.
No, you can't.
Why not?
Well, I guess you could, but it wouldn't be in his prime. He'd be right. The question was right now.
Oh, well, screw that. Then I'm not. No, it could be anyone then.
It can't be anyone, any era. This isn't like 2K Candlepin.
Right.
Like I wish
2K Candlepin would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Oh man,
some shit.
Anyway,
okay, right now. Okay, let's do it. Okay, we're doing right now.
Calvin, you get the first pick because you're the king of the north.
I don't want to. What are we doing? Am I giving my whole list?
Apparently, we're going to take six guys, and then we're going to take 6 more guys and put them against each other, and it's going to be a battle royal.
No.
We're going to Fanta Bowl against each other?
Yeah. What, Brian?
Just pick your 6, and then we'll just figure it out. Just pick your 6. You can have multiple people on different teams. Like Tim can pick the same person I can.
This is going to take a long time if everybody's going to pick 12.
No, we're just 6.
Just 6.
Just pick 6, and then it's just our teams against each other.
Fuck, you're gonna make me write stuff down now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to write stuff down.
I gotta think about this. This is the hardest question to think about on the spot. Like, this is not an easy question. I've had this conversation with friends of mine. We've sat down and fantasy drafted bowling teams, and I wish I had a computer that could simulate it.
We need to do DraftKings for the Friday Night League.
There used to be a fantasy bowling a long time ago in the old Bob Caleri forum. I think Mike McIntosh used to run a pool. We paid, we got in, and there was fantasy bowling based on Friday night. Oh my God, who do I want on this team?
Yeah, this is, you know what, Fuller, this is a tough question.
How is it 6? What are we doing, 5 and a sub?
I don't know. I just came up with that number. I was thinking 5 and a sub, but if
5 and a sub, okay.
Or you know what? Screw it. No sub. 5. Top 5.
Okay.
I got my 5. And I chose me every 5. So all 5. So it's just me. I'm bowling all.
I already did that. I already pulled that joke. Like, come back 10 minutes ago when you got that.
I'm old. I can say that.
Okay. I'll bowl on this team any day, all day.
Okay, Calvin, you go first. Who's your first pick?
Are they obviously including yourself? Like, are you putting yourself on?
You can. Why not?
Wow. No.
Why not?
I'm
not on my team.
Mine is Nate. Nate LeBlanc is my first pick.
Who's your second one? I'm just gonna have you do your top 2 your 5.
Oh, do my 5? Okay.
Yeah.
Nate. Nate, me, Surratt, Baker.
Okay, that's 4.
No.
That's 4.
Nate, me, Surratt, Baker is 4.
Oh, 4. Nate, me, Surratt, Baker. Boy Fair.
All right, I'll go.
All right.
Because Calvin and I was an asshole because listen to my team. Calvin, Nate, Surratt, Baker, and Chris Merrill.
All right. So in order.
Yes, Tim. Tim,
Ryan
keep
is staring
staring,
at
Tim.
me.
Keep staring, Tim. Go ahead.
Right? What? You want to take someone that didn't win? Go ahead.
All right.
I'm just kidding. Chris is a good bowler.
It's not bad. It's good.
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to write your 5 down. You said it too quick. Anyway, go ahead, Maki.
All right. In order of lineup, I have Boudreaux bowling first. I'd bowl second. Davey Barber bowling third. Fuller Jr. bowling fourth. And Surratt is my anchor man with Gim Dodaro on the bench.
I'm keeping score. I'm keeping score.
Tim Matero is my wily, crafty veteran sub. Yes. Absolutely.
He is my 6-2.
Lion sack of shit.
I'll get 4.
But now I need a Canadian team.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Marky.
Now I need a Canadian
get 4
team.
Canadians, and we'll come down and whoop that team.
Dude, come get some. I'll put a fucking $500 a guy that we whoop the shit out of you.
Oh, done. You want to put up $500 a guy? Done.
Okay.
Let me get a hold of these 4. And we'll make that happen.
Can I say my list here? Can I say my list?
No.
I got Nate, Calvin, Surratt, Bovair, and me. I had to put myself in there.
Okay.
I had to.
For the integrity of the list, I left myself off.
Calvin, what's your all-Canada team?
Ooh, I'll make it all-Canada team.
What's your all-Canada team?
Currently or all time?
No, the current team that would bowl against Boudreaux, myself, Fuller, Baba, and Surratt.
Dude, can I put 5 guys against that team?
I'd put 5 Tims against that team, and it would destroy it.
Well, let's not go crazy. I don't know about that.
Myself, Corey, Nate, Harnett, JJ.
Ooh. JJ surprised me on the end there.
Man, yeah, but JJ's your leadoff bowler. JJ hits the head 90% of the time.
Surprised me.
No, Nate's my leadoff bowler.
Yep.
Nate, JJ. Who was my other ones I said?
Harnett,
Corey,
and yourself.
And you.
Did I say Harnett?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then it'd be Harnett, me, Corey. Nate would be my leadoff.
I could see that.
Or even Corey third and Harnett fifth, because I like Harnett bowling fifth, and Corey doesn't like bowling anchor.
That would be my 5 current Canadian lineup right there.
Yeah.
Maybe Scotty Estabrooks. I could see him sneaking in over JJ, but that's just me looking in from the outside. I don't know the true inner workings of most of the Canadian teams. So
right.
Interesting. That's an interesting question. I will say what we need to do at some point is a top 5 current bowlers in each state and province. And then
a ripping the rack power ranking?
Oh
my God, yes.
But that's too opinionated. There would have to be stats and numbers that would need to be crunched and things like that. Yeah.
We have the tournaments. We keep them on the tournaments. We keep the power rankings on Tim reads off the friggin' list. So we'd have it. So like if we started today, so Josh Daly would be number 1 because he won the tournament, had the high average, blah, blah, blah. And then you'd go down that list and that would be like our top 10 power rankings if we started this tournament right here.
I like this. We need to do like once a month.
Right. Our power ranking update.
We're going to do a Rip in the Rack power ranking once a month. Be the first week of the first podcast of every month.
The first one of September is the roast.
Right.
No. I'm saying the first one we won't do until October because bowling really starts September.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
so we'll do the first week in October.
We'll withhold a month.
That'll be the month of September. That'll be the
current Ripping the Rack power ranking.
So if you want to be considered for the power ranking, send your stats in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we see them anyway, but yes.
Yeah.
Well, we won't see people's league scores and things like that.
Right, but the scores of the week, people post on there.
People post on there on scores of the week.
You guys friggin' suck. Team USA just lost to Australia in basketball.
Dude, that's 2 in a row that they've lost.
They're the worst.
I could not believe they lost to Nigeria.
And now they just lost to Australia or whatever.
Oh,
are we going to make the Olympics?
No, we're in the Olympics.
Yeah, it's just an exhibition.
These are exhibitions. Anyway,
good thing.
Calvin, you said, Fuller, that was a great question, which obviously took us down a kind of a rabbit hole there. So
a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Nice. So, Calvin.
What time are we at?
We're at 46 minutes. We'll keep going for a few more minutes.
We got time for another lock letter.
At least
one more lock letter.
All right, let's do it.
Hold on. I gotta find
Is this from your secret admirer favorite?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 1 fan.
Person that
number 1
of
Calvin
money.
super fan.
My number 1 super fan.
So it's a question
this is kind of a quick. Yeah. Julie's not my fan.
Oh, by the way, hey, before we go any further, can we just commend Angela on her stellar 61 string?
Oh, it was incredible.
Wait, what happened?
Angela
threw a 61.
61 string. Can we just give her?
Yeah. Congratulations.
Big hand.
Carey Price must have been down at the pit kicking the ball out of the way apparently every once in a while.
Yeah.
Overpriced.
It's kind of a quick, easy question. So it'll be good that we're running up a little bit on it. So you could have one or you could have many if you do. So who were some of the biggest influencers in your bowling career?
Could you say that one more time?
Who were some of the biggest influencers in your bowling career? So you could just have one. Like, I know possibly you guys would just say Charlie Milan. Well, Charlie Milan, it can be the one, or you can have many.
No, I've got a couple I could think of. Brian, why don't you go first?
I got a couple. My dad, first off, that's the reason I do bowl, is because I grew up at the bowling alley. First place I went besides my house in the hospital was Rockland Bowling Center. And then that asshole that does the podcast with us, Tim.
God, Maki. Wow.
Yeah, no. Timmy has a big influence in my bowling career, and Charlie kind of his wonderful gruff persona every Monday at league when I come in, and he affectionately called me the Thin Man, and he asked me how my day was, and told me to not, to go try and not be terrible. That was the words of wisdom I got from Charlie. Hey, don't be terrible tonight. Okay,
Avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan.
It's good advice. Good advice. But yeah, probably my dad, Tim, and Charlie.
Oh, I want to watch that movie now.
It's such a good movie. I was watching it a couple days ago.
It is.
That's some good peeing.
Maki, what about you, buddy?
So I can look back and think of two people that if it weren't for them, I would never have made it as far as I did. Number one, first and foremost, was John Winchell. A long time ago, I had moved to Amesbury. I was dating a girl. I was bowling here at Leo's Super Bowl. I joined the Speed League. I had no partner. They put me with this random guy named John Winchell. Had no idea who he was, but the man was averaging 129. So I went over, and I've been bowling a long time, and I just say to myself, don't screw this up. And I remember being so nervous, bowling with him. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was that big of a professional. I had no idea. But that man had more words of wisdom to me that calmed my head, that kind of showed me I had something and don't blow it, and that there was a future. And I thank him. And I have had words. We've disagreed many times through life, but I respect the holy hell out of that man, maximum. And number two is my wife, Melissa. After a while of doing it and being good at it, she was the one that opened the door professionally for me. Got me involved in the old WCBC, got my name out there, helped me meet some people that got me in the Friday Pro League. Like, I still had to walk through the door, but she opened a lot of doors for me, and so did John, and I'll be eternally grateful to the both of them.
Calvin?
My first one was my grandfather. I doubt I'll make it as old as him, but he was 72, 73 before I think he finally had too many hip problems and gave it up, but he was still averaging 114 at 72 years old. And he was
God
still like, right? Like, it was incredible. So he was one. And the next one was Lynn Critchlow. She was the youth coordinator coming up. And just like always solid girl, and you know she was always fun and always wanting you to be there, and like you're having a good time and stuff like that. And that kind of, I guess, helped me enjoy bowling instead of being pissed off all the time like I always am about bowling, is the fact that I can enjoy.
I was going to say, you kind of went the other way with that one, but you know,
yeah,
that's okay.
But I enjoy being pissed off.
We all have it.
Right.
I enjoy the madness.
Right, I do, or we wouldn't keep doing it if we didn't enjoy the madness.
True.
So that was one that it was just a big one that was like, I could enjoy bowling, and she helped me do that. So.
What about you, Jim?
I've got a couple. Obviously, my mom. She's
a saint.
She is. No, my wife's a saint.
Yeah, but your mom had to put up with you longer.
No.
Fact.
No. I've been with Angie. I've lived with Angie longer than I lived with my mother.
Yep. Tim's reached that magical age where he's been with his wife.
Brian knows what I'm saying. Brian knows what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I lived at home until I was 21, 22 years old. I've been with Angie for 25 years. We've lived together for 25 years. That means that I've lived with her longer than I lived at home.
All right, I'll give you that. Okay.
So so my mother is the first influence, obviously. She brought me to the bowling alley. I think I was like 6 months old, something like that, 3 months old, when she started bringing me to the bowling alley with her when she bowled leagues. When I got a little older, I was obviously bowling, youth tournaments, the state youth states. I was never real good as a youth bowler because I just didn't give a shit. I just bowled. And I didn't practice. I bowled 3 strings a week. And, once a month we went to the Big 20 and bowled in a youth tournament, whatever it was. Won a couple of state youth titles, but nothing outrageous. It wasn't until I don't know, right around 87 or 88 when Russ bought the bowling alley, Russ Neely. And he made changes to the bowling alley. He made it fun. All of a sudden you had Ray Doobie coming up from Saco. You had Al Joy coming up from Westbrook. You had Val Joy coming up. You had big name bowlers that were coming up to bowl league in South Paris that we never had. And Russ, I started hanging around and just bowling a little bit. My average got up to 105, 108. And he pulled me aside and he was like, look, he goes, you have potential. I see it in you. I see the potential that you have. So anytime you want to come bowl and practice, you come bowl with me and you don't have to pay. And so I took him up on it. And in the first year, my average went from 105 to 118.
Yep. He still took your money, though.
Oh, he did? Because he wouldn't bowl. I didn't have to pay for strings. But it was like
you had to pay for the lesson.
But it was like he would do $1 a string. He was like, we're going to put something on this.
Right.
He's like, you've got to learn to bowl for something.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was my biggest influence. And for the longest time, you could see it in the way I bowled. Was I kind of modeled myself after how he did, even though I threw it a little bit harder than he did. And then, obviously after I became a good bowler, the next step was Charlie. I started bowling with Charlie in the Worlds, and he wouldn't teach me anything about playing a shot or anything else like that. His whole thing was everything's a spare leave.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
That's what he'd say, because I'd bitch about I'd leave I don't know, call it the 5, 7, 10 with no wood. He'd be like, everything's a spare leave. You just got to make it.
Absolutely.
It's just a triangle, guy. Go hit it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I started looking at things that way that I don't get as pissed anymore when I'm bowling if I get a bad break.
True.
I don't.
You laugh more now.
I laugh. I do, because I'm like, whatever, So definitely my mom, and then Russ and Charlie. And honestly, without Russ and Charlie, I would never, ever, ever, ever be the bowler I became. Period. End of story. Don't pass go. I'll say that to my, dying grave. That they were the three of them individually were probably my biggest influence, and then my sister, because she was fucking good.
Yeah, nobody does this alone. Nobody makes it from kids league all the way to the pros without any help, without any push, without any guidance from somebody older, wiser, and who's been there before. Nobody makes it this far.
Absolutely. And you can tell your secret admirer, favorite bowler, whoever it is, it's a great question.
That is a great question. That's an important question.
And I want to keep going here. We've got a good thing. We're not going to quite stop yet. We are going to run up probably another 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to stop. But that leads me to one question that we had someone sent in that says that they've been thinking of retiring since before COVID, and now more so after COVID. So they'd like to hear a little bit of a segment on determining when or if it's time to retire. And we've had this individual discussion off air in previous lives and everything else. And I've come close several times to calling it quits, to being at that point in my bowling career where I've I didn't have the drive. It's back though. Which is cool.
Yeah. Right.
It is.
Mine too.
I haven't felt this way about bowling in a long time, and some of it's because we haven't been able to bowl.
Right.
Right.
That's true. This whole lockdown gave people a chance to kind of get the fire back in the belly, because even if you were complacent with how things had been going, you were dealing with it. This kind of made you step back, and it made people wait and get that fire back and yearn to actually get back on the lanes, for God's sake.
Because there's a difference between not wanting and not having.
Yep.
Right.
If you don't want to bowl, well, then you're not gonna. But if you don't have bowling, then you want to bowl, you just you're just itching.
So I'm going to answer this question and be pretty direct. The way I answer it is, if you're thinking of it and you're strongly thinking of it now, you don't have the fire to do it. Yeah. It's that simple.
Yeah,
I have said, when I lose the fire, and frankly, and Brian laughs, I'm like, when my bowling deteriorates to a point where I can't be competitive.
Oh, for sure.
I'm done. I don't have it in me to be a weekly league bowler.
Just for fun.
For fun.
Yeah.
I don't have it in me to be that way. Sure. It kind of makes me an asshole.
The way I look at it is, when someone says, "Hey, we got to bowl this weekend," and your reaction is, "Ugh."
Well, that's always my reaction.
Time. No, but you're thinking, it's going to be a long weekend, but you're not looking at it as something like, "Oh God, I have to go do this." When bowling becomes a job, I think is when it's not enjoyable, when it doesn't add anything to your life.
Right.
That's when, if you're stressing about bowling when you're not in an alley and you don't own one, that Mark stresses about bowling alley, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
But if
Very
like you're
different
stressing
reasons,
about
yes.
like your league, like if you're like oh god, what am I gonna do? Like it's time for a break.
Yeah. But that's, it's a great question. It's a tough question because it's so individualized.
And then you'll throw a double in the 9th and 10th and want to bowl forever.
Like Marky said early on, he's like, I'm never going to retire.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't necessarily say I'm never going to retire, but at this point in my career right now, I can't even begin to say when I would know it would be time.
Right.
I have
short
no
of a
idea.
medical reason.
Short of a
Right. So I'm so inundated in the game with competitive, and then at the same time owning one, keeping the doors open in the middle of this friggin' weird world that we're living in now. It's harder than it's ever been to balance a professional career and my livelihood. Literally, what put food on the table in my house.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a weird line. I've been dealing with this for the past couple of years of being so deep inundated in it that I lost a competitive fire, that I liked being behind the counter more than I liked being on the approach for a long time.
Right.
That has slowly shifted with that lockdown and not being able to do anything, where now I get back on the lanes and I'm like, I don't care what's going on behind the counter. I just want to go throw strikes now.
Yeah.
It's very strange. It's month to month, but I would never even know when the time would be. It would just be a thing that would happen, and I'd say, okay.
Yes, it's an individual. There is no determination on when it's time to retire. Christ, you got Phil Clough still going at 72 years old.
And going strong.
And going strong.
And winning duck pin tournaments.
Yeah.
So, it's you gotta look within yourself, and maybe you need a break. Maybe it's maybe you take a year off and get the fire back. Maybe you take a year off and you realize, I'm
good with that. Yeah,
I'm good with it. My time is coming. I know that. I'm 50 years old. But as long as I can still be competitive and win tournaments,
100%.
I will continue to bowl with a chip on my shoulder. And that's someone asked me, because I forgot now who it was, and it was a couple of years ago. They asked me why I bowled with a chip on my shoulder, why it felt like I bowled with a chip on my shoulder.
Right.
And I struggled to answer it, other than I always had to bowl. I always had to bowl with a chip on my shoulder. I always had to prove myself that I was good enough, that I was deserving of winning some of these tournaments, and that, when you are the number one bowler in the state and you just set a state record, and you're not good enough to bowl on your house team in the States, you tend to bowl with a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's been almost 30 years now. It was 26 years ago. I still bowl with that chip on my shoulder. Yeah. I still, even if I have to fabricate a reason, when I lose that chip, that's when it's time to pack it up.
You become complacent.
No, I know. Yeah. I know how you feel, Tim, because I have that kind of chip, and I don't think he'll go away any more than I will, and that's Corey Smith, because everybody always says, oh yeah, Corey's better than you, and I'll take Corey on my team over you, and blah blah blah, and I sit there and go, but I'm better than him, and I know I am. And I go into a tournament every time, and and he knows it, and he's probably, if he's listening, he's probably saying something to me.
But he's probably saying this, but he's probably saying the same thing.
Yeah.
He probably is. He's probably saying that he is a better bowler than you.
Yeah.
Or it just, when you become that level of bowler, and I'm not using the elite level. I will not use that term, elite level bowler. But when you become that top tier bowler, that top level bowler, you have to bowl with a chip on your shoulder, because everybody's always trying to knock that fucking thing off.
Yeah,
that's right.
It takes a particular mental state to stay at the top. or to even be able to live in the world of competitive candlepin bowling. It takes a mental state because the highs are high and the lows suck.
The
Oh,
lows
God,
are
yeah.
really low.
The lows are very, very low, and you have to be stronger inside than you could ever show on the outside to stick with it and see the whole thing through until you're done.
Because as we saw in the Worlds, you can throw a perfect ball on a fill and you cannot get what you deserve.
This game is literally the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Yep.
And it takes a special kind
or
of
expecting
person
the
to
same
stick
result.
through
I was
that.
going to say expecting the same result because we're
Well, that's
expecting
true,
them all
too.
to be strikes.
Yeah. Absolutely. So it's funny is I will always bowl with that chip because number one, people are always going to try to knock it off me, and number two, people are always going to look past me. I've always felt that way.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
For one reason or another, maybe I'm fabricating shit in my head. I don't know.
Who cares?
It helps you be the bowler you are.
Yeah.
You talk to yourself up here, but you let the pins talk to everybody else.
Yeah.
That's what my old man told me how to deal with this. Like in life, just let the pins do the talking. You don't have to say anything. You let the pins talk, leave everybody else with an answer, and then just walk away. Yeah. Cool guys do not look at explosions. Do not look at an explosion. It's words of wisdom.
It is.
Those are elite words.
Well, I usually turn around when I throw my explosions, so I never.
You never look at them anyway.
I never look at them anyway.
That's the elite level right there.
We're gonna call it a night. Calvin, how many more questions do you have, just out of curiosity?
I think there's 2 on here.
Okay, let's hold those for next week.
Yeah.
I am going to announce it now. We do have a planned special guest next week.
Ooh.
Jill Wood. Jill Wood
you're going to give it away?
I am. I told her I was. Nope, I told her I was because I'm going to announce it and all that good stuff. So Jill will be joining us next week.
Excellent.
So get your questions ready.
Yeah, send us some questions. We can ask her. Things you want to know about Jill.
You know, Jill is one of the top women bowlers out there. You could argue that she is the top woman. Again, we've had this conversation. In my eyes,
with her.
No, look, in my eyes, playing the political side of things, there are 4 women right now who I feel are the best women bowlers in the game.
Oh, absolutely.
With a couple that are really close behind them, and if they're not careful, they will be in front of them. And I've said it before, it's Jill, Tasha, Amanda, and Maddie. Those 4, and you could argue any of those 4 could be number 1 at any time. So I'm pretty excited to have Jill on here so she can make the case for being. We should set up that doubles match at some point.
Yeah.
We should.
The border war.
Call it the international incident. Or the border war incident. There we go.
The border war. I like it. So get your questions in, get your comments, get your concerns about Brian's OnlyFans account, please. And again, we are coming up on the roast of.
Yes.
So,
Me.
Mark, if you want to talk about it real quick.
Yeah. Do we want to really give it to Mark again?
No, he screwed that up. Calvin, you.
All right, Cal, you go ahead and do a better job. Go ahead, big guy. No pressure or nothing.
Episode 69, ladies and gentlemen. The Ripping the Rack roast of Tim Matero.
Look how slow he's announcing every single syllable, you bastard.
Tim Matero.
You
the
suck.
Tim Matero.
We'll
talk about marriage.
And everybody, it is a roast. If you've seen roasts and have watched roasts or want to roast Tim Matero, go watch a roast and see how it works. You're not here to, tear the person a new one. It's a fun ribbing, Why is Tim's face look like a dog? They're both beating against a stick. Like, it's just little jokes that Tim knows. Tim knows.
Wait, no, we're not starting the roast now, Calvin.
No, we have to give people examples on the right way to give it to you when it's time.
So
exactly.
little subtleties like that. It's good. We're not taking it personally, nor should anybody take anything personally.
No, please do not. This is not personal. This is all in good fun.
This is
whether you know Tim, or more importantly, if you do not know Tim, please make sure that you get him. Send us a video, a 30 to 60-second video, announcing your love and how much you admire Gim Dadero's alter ego twin brother, Tim Matero.
And look, if it's really funny and you want to go more than 60 seconds,
go for it.
Have at it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Have at it.
Put a 2 or 3 minute insult on him. Do it. Just go.
Just give it to us. Let us know what you think of Tim Matero.
Right. And again, if you've watched a roast, they also roast everybody else. So if you want to insult one of us, by all means,
have at it.
Tim Matero roast. We will take it all.
It's true. It's true. Give it to us. We dare you. Yeah. Because just keep in mind that even after we give it to Tim, Tim has his chance to rebut to us.
That is true.
However, just make sure that if you send in this video and you do choose to roast one of the other members, you're going to get it back too. So,
absolutely.
But please remember, it's 2021. We have to put the disclaimer. It's all in fun. We are all good friends. This is good-natured ball busting. This is good-natured ribbing. Please take the joke, and we're going to move on from there. However, this is going to be an epic episode of Ripping the Rack podcast. When is episode number 69? Have we established the date?
So the taping will be Monday, September 6th.
Very good.
So please get your videos in that weekend-ish so we can possibly just review them. And
please.
Because, Marky, you have that week. I'll leave it up to whatever you three or Brian and Marky, whoever it is.
I'm going to record the Skype call that we have amongst the four of us here. I'm going to insert the funniest videos, the funniest roasts from you, the fans, into that video as we progress, and it will be out by Friday that week. It'll take me a couple days to get it done and get it rendered and such. So please make them good. Don't just send in practice the video. Look in the mirror. Do what we did when we went out west to go for wrestling. I practiced a promo in the mirror for a couple days. So practice it, get it good, and destroy us. We dare you. And we will put it in the video, and this is going to be an hour and a half to 2 hours of just good-natured, laughing your ass off fun.
Absolutely.
So get us your videos. Get us your compliments. rippingtherackpodcast@gmail.com. Please send all your videos there.
As usual, folks, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. My voice is finally changing.
Puberty's a bitch. Holy
God,
shit. Look at that.
Yes.
So
congratulations, Tim.
While you're hitting puberty, Tim, we will just take a bit of a sad moment, I guess. We had a league bowler in Nova Scotia pass away.
Oh, no.
Blaine Pellerin. He passed away the other day. He did a few tournaments in Nova Scotia and stuff like that, but he was mostly a league bowler. He died of a heart attack. He was only mid-40s.
Oh, my goodness.
That's entirely too young. Sorry to the family and the friends. That's awful. Very sorry.
Yes.
So,
on behalf of Ripping the Rack podcast, we wish our sincere condolences to was it Pellerin?
The Pellerin family.
Pellerin family. There's really not much you can say.
We're all a family. This extended family that we're all part of, that bowling brought us all together. We're all in this.
Much too young.
We're all family. Very much too young.
So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We are out of here.
Bye.